to another One Piece manga review. This is chapter 1139. I have to say the title for this. This is just incredible. I don't know if Oda did this on purpose. I don't know if United States readers are just minds in the gutter, but seeing a chapter be called The Mountain Eater and it's fucking Scopper Gaban with this giant woman, I just think of him diving in. We're gonna discuss it. Because I have to ask a question that just needs to be said because we cannot go further until we discuss that because he's the Mountain Eater. But join it. We got Verson.
Two things. Kanji is just as dirty. I heard that. So it's just as dirty in the original Japanese. And second of all, second bravest man only to that one Tentado who went after Big Mom.
Yeah, like
who's basically a giant.
Do you think? Okay, so I can ask this now. Do you think it's
also,
like
do
you think it's like they jump in and like swim? Legitimate question. Do they swim?
Unless there's a double fruit, that's really the only way it could
happen, right?
I mean, yeah, it's spelunking, man.
Yeah, or maybe it's
going
like
down Minecraft style.
Maybe it's like a jacuzzi. And like they put the bottom half of their body in the jacuzzi.
No,
and the
but
top
I mean,
sitting like out.
By the way, Lynn, I need you to understand. You got to put some filler in here because if you do this the first 2 minutes into a video, YouTube doesn't like that shit. But I think we're talking around it enough to where it might be okay.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, it doesn't start out jacuzzi level. I think it's almost like it's a mission where you have to get in and get out before like you drown, like in a Sonic game. You know, like whenever Knuckles the Echidna has the water levels in Sonic Adventure 2, I think.
Yeah,
you dig down and then the breathing happens. Yeah, you got to get in and get out. Or
it's like an old Batman game where you can't be in the water too long.
Or what if they have like a little breathing apparatus?
Oh, so you're thinking like snorkeling.
Yeah, you know, like he's got an oxygen tank on the back. You know, sir, yes, sir. You know, he's got like a diving bell, like whenever we had the apes.
Okay. See, yeah, because I'm very curious about that, man. Because like, if I was in One Piece, I would. I like Black Maria a lot. I think that's my favorite, and like, she's a spider down there, so I don't know what I would get into with that.
She's missing feet.
Yeah, no, that's the only downside of her. Like, you know. Yeah. So I mean, Robin has the giant
she gains
feet. She does. Robin has the giant feet thing, so like that would be a-okay. So, but yeah, I don't know. I feel my guy Scopper. I'm just very curious if he would be a swimmer, if it's a jacuzzi, if it's a snorkeling device. Y'all let us know in the comments you think how this guy swims. And I think we covered it up beautifully by saying
maybe hockey. Well, remember,
Luffy's hockey?
Luffy's hockey was so strong he didn't drown in Wano.
Yo, that's a whole different ballpark because I feel like he has to be hockeyed up for waves to happen, for people to feel emotions. Because if he's just normal, bro, I don't think the earth feels people swimming. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like a fucking if it's one person in a pool, you're not getting a lot of waves. You got to make the waves happen.
That means, you know, I don't know. He also has observations, so maybe he can like time it really, really well.
Yeah, he knows the pinpoint
he's in the frozen
spot.
time. Yeah, he's in the frozen time and he's just like
yeah.
And then he hops out and then it's like boom. I got
this is the real questions that need to be answered in One Piece. But welcome to the manga review. Please let us know your thoughts. Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Just say swim, snorkel device, jacuzzi. Let us know what style you think this man is swimming in these pools. But welcome in. As always, we go through the chapter. We do a brief summary, and then we dive into it. Chapter starts off with the cover story. We see who's who sitting there, looking like he's about to execute potentially page 1 ulti. Someone with horns. We'll discuss who we think that is. Chapter starts with Luffy and the gang talking to Scopper. They're just getting their conversation on. Well, no, not yet. They see they're walking into the castle. They're going into it, exploring. They see a devil sigil on the ground. It looks fresh. Luffy's like, I've recently seen something, but I don't know where. And then Road tells him he feels like he's seen that before, where people summon demons or whatever in different lands. But as they're walking, some axes get thrown at him, and boom, it's this guy, Yasan, old man, looks very similar to the guy Crocus talked to from behind, and we find out that this is Scopper Gaban, and basically find out that he's Ripley's lover, find out that he's Kalan's dad. We find out that he was the left wing to the Pirate King, and he was, equal to Roger and Rayleigh. That's a question of this chapter that we'll discuss. Maybe some people want to believe it, some people don't. Luffy and Zoro not trying to hear his shit. They keep walking. He's like, wait, hold up. Y'all can't just move without me talking to y'all. So the thing is, if y'all want to get what y'all want, y'all can fight for it. And Scopogaban wants to fight him, test, see where they're at. Meanwhile, while that's happening, Usopp hears a story from, I believe that's Kashi, telling him about Scopogaban and how he lived on Elbaf for the past 20 years. But all right, yeah, where you want to shout out to who's who? Do you think he's killing Ulti in page 1? You think that's what those people are?
That would be quite funny, but I don't know. Like, I think it depends. Either way, I mean, this has got to be the thing that makes Yamato rush in, right? Even
Yeah.
if they are dirtbags, Yamato's not going to be like, you can absolutely use one of Wano's sacred treasures to chop off some dude's head.
I definitely think something's gonna happen. I hope we get to see little action, but it is a cover story. If action does happen, it'll probably be him on the ground taken out. But I would like to hear from him to see his perspective on what he's doing. I think
he'll get at least a couple rants in.
Yeah,
or at least show something that you can vaguely interpret, with Nika and stuff.
Okay, gotcha. Well, all right, where do you want to begin in the chapter? I think the devil Sage, the demon symbol, is probably the best place to begin, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, so as I said in the short that I put out or whatever, yeah, I mean, I assume it at least vaguely ties back to Brooks' time skip.
Oh, you're talking about the time? Yeah.
Yeah, remember they were trying to summon a demon. A lot of people speculated they're either trying to summon Deem or maybe a Gorosei. Some people are even speculating that maybe that country that tried to summon them was where Eam's from originally, like the Nerona family.
Oh, that's possible. Yeah, that's very possible. I wonder why they knew what that was, because besides them, the only people we've seen use this are the Gorosei and the Holy Knight. So that makes it think that this is something that they control. But the fact that we saw that in Brooks' thing means that other people know about it. So that'll be something interested to be expounded upon. But we gotta assume this is the mode of travel, baby, for the higher ups, for the Holy Knight, Gorosei, this crowd.
And we gotta also keep in mind whenever the Gorosei did it, and also I believe whenever again, my understanding is I'm choosing to believe that it's Gunko who does it. It seems temporary, and then they do it again later. But I don't know, like that might actually, because I don't think we really saw the floor like this. Did we see it appear and be made, or did they drop in from this? I can't remember off the top of my head. Because it could be that only Gorosei, maybe only Gorosei can summon it, but like God Knights can go wherever there already is one.
So, okay, so we didn't see them make it, but I'm pretty sure we saw it appear on the ground. And I think there was 2 of them where they both came out of. My thought process, and see, maybe this is too soon in the timeline. I told Miss, this could be theirs. I thought this was the person they just called.
I don't know if they've made it there yet, though.
Yeah, that's what I was.
They're still going there.
The timelines might not match with the next person. We don't know how it's. So if this is theirs, this is interesting that this is still there. Or is it theirs? Is this from a long time ago?
Because I mean, it's definitely etched in there.
I could have sworn there was 2 when they appeared. Like, let me see if I can find it. Let me see real quick. If I can remember which chapter we saw them first at.
But yeah, to vamp a little bit, the people who summoned Brook wanted them to devastate, I believe, the Long Leg tribe. I think it was like Long Arms who wanted to devastate the Long Legs. So we had a little bit of a race war going on with that. And then whenever they did summon Brook, they mostly seemed like, granted, this was probably a story that was passed down forever ago. So just seeing a weird skeleton man, they're like, sure, this probably fits the bill. But yeah, but also it begs the question though, and I think we really need to focus on this. Is it possible either A, they could be wrong, which is possible, but B, can normal people, if they do it right, you had like a recipe and did it exactly right, do normal people in the One Piece world have a little bit of magic or, or some kind of archaic science where you could summon a thing if you like had an exact recipe handed down to you,
Hey, look, it might be possible, bro. It could, because the fact that they were doing it in the Brook thing, leads me to believe that somebody knows about this outside of the, the Holy Knights in the Gorosei. So like,
and
I wonder,
it's
and Road even mentioned it. The fact that Road knew something about it. Maybe it's like folklore or something.
And we got to keep in mind, whenever it comes to these people, Oda will very oftentimes bring something up as a joke to start. And then later on, it'll turn out, oh, that was a big deal. It was maybe slightly misinterpreted, but that's actually a thing. You know, like it happened, obviously, that's what started the Skypiea arc. And it's what I still maintain will eventually happen when it comes to Long Ring Longland and the Davy Back fight, where Davy Back fight was a joke and it was a little funny thing or whatever. And it turns out Rocks invented that shit, on beat on Full Lead Island. Like
Okay,
I
so
think this is another callback showing that this shit is important.
I found it. Okay, no, they both came out of the one, but the one appeared.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, they both. So some black shit popped out of the sky, popped into the castle, ring of fire. The shit appeared, and then they both popped. It appears they both popped out.
Now it's still possible that the reason why they were sent in is because a Gorosei member did that for them. And it's possible that maybe if they're doing it on their own, they have to use a portal that's already been made. And they just got to like tap it in somehow.
This may be, Eames' way of sending them there. This could be, I'm just gonna assume that this is a higher up form of transportation. And
yeah, either magic or like, we know hockey can last a very long time, so maybe there's like Eam hockey or Gorosei hockey or something chilling in there, and you have to use a little bit of your own hockey to like spark it.
Maybe someone has a devil fruit that lives there. Who knows? Who knows? But hockey's definitely involved because you do see the black thing, and whatever it is,
and it gets called back in this chapter too.
True. So we will find out more about that. But let's get to the meat and potatoes, man. Scott, I like the fact that he uses 2 axes. I really do.
Yeah, I've always been a fan of it.
Like,
we need more axe play in this manga.
And I'm excited to see him fight. Who do you think? He's got to fight Luffy, right? He's not about to fight Zoro.
I assumed he's going to try and tangle with all 3 a little bit.
Sure.
If all 3 step up, I assume he's going to do it. But I don't know, like, I will say with the caveat, we already know Rayleigh is not as strong as he used to be.
Yeah, like, this guy's not either.
That's why he had to, that's why he had to scare off Blackbeard. I don't know, like, I think this would be very, I'm not a power scaler. I don't really like doing it, but obviously that's a discussion in a battle shonen. He can't get smoked doing this.
No, I don't think he's gonna get. I don't think he's gonna get smoked. I think he's gonna fight like they're gonna have some equal shit. I don't think Luffy's gonna go Gear 5. They're gonna have some equal shit, but then he's gonna stop him. He's like, "Oof, I'm tired. I can't continue." Type shit.
Well, do you think? I think Luffy might go Gear 5 just because that might be what
he's
makes Scott. Well, just that might make Scott being like, "Oh, you really are a crazy weird dude, just like Roger." I fucks with that. Also, interesting touch or whatever. Right now, he does have it on his back, but Luffy's not currently wearing the straw hat. He's wearing the Viking hat.
Yeah, he is.
So that might be a part of it. I'll be honest with you, we don't have that many characters to show it with, but I've been waiting for a character to, besides for Buggy, who did it all the way at the beginning, to say, I'm going to make sure you earned that straw hat. Except not have it be in relation to Shanks, but have it be in relation to Roger. And I think we've always kind of felt that Scopper was going to do that a little bit, as like being like yet another like gate, not in an antagonistic way or like a whole big thing.
But prove yourself.
Yeah, like I want to see the measure of you.
Because Rayleigh accepted him kind of fast. He did.
Yeah. Especially post Celestial Dragon.
Oh, yeah. Well, that too.
He liked him, but I don't think he really was like, I'm going to train this kid until after he saw that shit happen.
Yeah, well, that and hearing him speak and hearing him say the same shit Roger said. Like, I feel like that it's going to be interesting to see how he is from Scopper's personality. I don't feel like he'll pose that type of thing. I feel like he's going to hear Luffy say some shit and pull a Rayleigh. But, like, I'm excited to see the fight nonetheless. And I do think he has a different mentality than Rayleigh, and he has that Sanji mentality. So I feel like he's gonna be, I feel like he's gonna be like, I'm gonna test him to see if he's worthy to be called the next Roger type shit.
Yeah, and on top of that, we also keep in mind Scopper, as he mentions, he came in here looking for a fight.
He did,
because he's felt strong hockey coming from here, and he knew that it was something important to the Giants. So he was like, I'm not saying he was bloodthirsty or whatever, but he was expecting a fight, and that's why he was walking his ass up here after drinking a little bit of his drink. He was like, I'm gonna drink a little bit. I'm gonna see what this strong hockey's about. And if I gotta, break down a couple doors, that's what these two axes are for.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Funny that Luffy also has an axe right now. I wonder if he'll bother to use it. Just not for the majority of the fight, but just like a little like bang bang. Or
A
maybe as a joke, he'll
punch.
throw.
He'll have
Yeah,
those
he'll
axes
same with
getting
the sword.
punched. Yeah.
Yeah.
At most, I see that now. He's about to scrap with him. I'm interested to see if he swings at Zoro with it. I would love to see just, maybe a little test of both. I did like the silhouettes of Rayleigh, Roger, and Scopper. I know that the Zoro fans are losing their shit on this chapter, and that's why I'm glad I'm not a power scaler. They're like, no, how could Sanji be equal? Scopper's not equal to Rayleigh and Roger, therefore Sanji can't be equal. And I love that Luffy said, man, this is what Sanji's gonna be like when he's older. I loved it. It was beautiful. People try to say, nah, Jinbei's the Scopper. Shut up. Shut it up, Zoro fans. This is the one time I'm going to be anti.
I feel bad.
Fans.
I don't know how many people are like, I don't know how many people say like I'm a Jinbei fan when it comes to the crew. Like, he comes in so late. Like, no, because he's cool. I just don't know anyone who's like, I'm a Jinbei fan, therefore my agenda. No one does agenda piece with Jinbei.
No,
and it's really kind of sad that people use Jinbei to do agenda piece because he's just a chill guy.
He's a pawn for agenda, like 100%. There's no one that makes him the forefront of agenda piece. He's always a pawn for someone's agenda, whatever they're pushing.
Like Jinbei's just happy to be here. He doesn't care. He's never cared.
Yeah, not at all. Not at all. But I love this because I could see Sanji being this guy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think he'll be a little more suave with it since he'll also be a chef or whatever. But like, I don't know. Like, this is a wild boy. He's been doing Wild Mansion in Elbath. He probably because a lot of the Elbath giants aren't. The next crop isn't trying to be warriors except for his son.
Yeah, he's probably just fighting his son, bro. His son might be strong.
Like, yeah, he's probably like pushing his son around a little bit and then
giving him the Garp Luffy treatment, bro.
Yeah, and then maybe sparring with like a couple of the old giants, but then the old giants are like, my back hurts a little bit.
Maybe his wife? He might spar with his wife?
Yeah, I don't know. It depends. But if he has a Sanji mentality.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah.
There's only one thing he's doing, He might give her a little close shave on her mountain, but that's about it.
Yeah, that's it. The facts. But yeah, no, I'm excited about this. I did like that he thought, oh, this guy, he didn't freak out and get upset that Luffy wanted to unlock Loki. It was almost in the sense of like how he would view Roger, what this guy wants, as long as he can back it up. I'm gonna let him do it. I'm gonna trust him because that's what I did with my captain. It's very interesting that Scopper was like, okay, getting into trouble again. I'm gonna let him do it if he can back it up.
And I do like how, because we saw this with Rayleigh too. I like how Scopper and Rayleigh, slightly different than Zoro and Sanji or whatever, but they both were like, Roger, you fucking idiot.
Yeah,
please. They were both like momming him a little bit or whatever. But Roger
Zoro
was always
Sanji,
that guy,
Yeah, facts. Facts. That's the reason why Zoro's with Luffy right now, because he didn't want to let him make some dumb decision.
Mm-hmm.
So, no, 100%. Yeah. They definitely did that.
But yeah, I like how he immediately owns it. I love his big energy or whatever. It's given like kind of like a Roshi, but like not in a predator way, because he doesn't even really hit on Nami or whatever. He's just like excited to see anything or whatever. And Nami doesn't like loud people all the time,
Yeah,
especially not loud old men.
Yeah, he's just a loud guy. That's pretty much all it is. But I do think the one important thing that he said was his thing on mixed race people throughout history. And he mentioned a race we have never heard in this series, the Dosundadas. I've seen people on Reddit and on TikTok say, could this be Blackbeard's race? Could this be a mixed race that we haven't seen yet? How are you feeling about the Dosundadas?
I'm glad we're bringing it up. Yeah. First of all, I like how almost Jinbei-esque, the first thing he's ready to do is ready to give a sermon on why pirate ship people are awesome. Yeah. He's like, look, I'm so proud of my kid, and I love all the people of the world. But
hybrids have their own struggle,
their
own different struggle, which is true in real life.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, both. Yeah, people in Skull can relate. But yeah, but Dosundadas, I think that might be what the actual dwarves are, because like Tentonas are so small. The only question is, I saw some people were like, "What if a Dosundada is the mixture of a Tontata and a
Tata and
giant?"
a giant,
That's
yeah.
that's a lot.
I saw
But
that.
maybe a human Tontata, I'm more willing to ride with you.
A Tantata and a giant would be hilarious,
But
bro.
the fact that we know for a fact that Big Mom could pull it off, and she's like right under the cut to be a giant.
Yeah,
I don't know
true.
what an extra couple meters would really do to change that, you know?
No, not much. See, yeah, I'm
Definitely
interested.
the weirdest race here though, right?
Yeah, no,
Like
definitely the weirdest thing.
I don't know how you make some of these, but like if that is them, they're the weirdest because like Buccaneer just means you have a little bit of giant blood. Fishmen, there are plenty of fishmen who are almost giant size who are also, can fuck a giant.
Oh, you talking about
Long
that's
neck,
the Wotans. The Wotans are the giant
yeah,
fishmen.
exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. Like the Dos and Dadas are definitely potentially the weirdest there. I don't know, but that said, I don't really know what happens whenever you get a long neck, long leg, long neck,
Yeah, I'm
I
interested,
guess.
man. I'm interested in what because I feel like we got to start paying attention to these subtle moments. Because I saw someone post a chapter when we first saw Shanks and Elbaf, and he was like, "Yeah," and they were like, "Captain, we didn't think you were taking this long," and he literally goes, "I was catching up with a friend who I thought was dead." We should have known, bro. We should have known.
Yeah,
we just thought it was Dorian Broggy. I don't know if it was Dorian Broggy he was talking about, bro. I feel like he was
yeah.
talking about Scopper.
Insert Tyler the Creator. They thought I was dead.
Yeah.
Insert word I can't say. They thought it was dead.
So like
You
this
know,
is why I think dos and dadas matter. It's like whoa, haven't seen this word ever in One Piece.
does this low key, by the way, kind of feel like this may or may not confirm that if Sanji is going to settle down with a woman, it's pudding to make a little mixed race science baby with a three-eyed tribe?
Hey, yeah, I mean, look, he might end
You
up
know,
with pudding. I can see it. I can
but
totally see it.
I mean, but if he wants to, he's got the old man, the old dad, grandpa like shorts that show way too much leg,
This
and
the
the Hawaiian
Hawaiian
shirt.
shirt, bro. The
I'm not
Hawaiian
gonna
shirt
lie,
gave Sanji to me from Egghead. It's just funny that we
yeah.
saw Sanji wear that in Egghead, and now we're seeing this old man wear it in Elbaf. It just worked.
Dude, he just looks so sick. I'm so prepared for this man to be bouncing off
Hey,
the
I'm gonna
walls
say
and
it now
throwing
because
axes and shit.
people were trying to say he looked bad compared to Rayleigh, but when you look at the close up with him holding the key, bro, he
Yeah.
looks cooler than Rayleigh to me. He does with the Hawaiian shirt, the
I mean,
glasses. He looks badass.
dude, he looks like he came off vacation to be like, "Oh, y'all want to play a little tennis match? Let me let me get one. Let me get one, young but like,
I might be
come
Team
on, man."
Scopper over Rayleigh, bro. And like I know we spent so much time on Rayleigh. I love Rayleigh. Need to see, but like right now, he's just seeming badass. He is.
I mean, I don't know. Like, I love Rayleigh too, not to disrespect him, and like he got with Shocky. Gotta
Yeah, he
respect it.
did.
Although
Yeah,
getting
he
with a hot
did.
giant, you know.
Hey, look, the Roger Pirates, we have to have a conversation, bro. They saw the mural and said, you know what? That shit's cool. But what are bitches?
Yeah. But yeah, man, like I don't know, like I just like wild and passionate characters. That's probably why I do like Sanji a little bit more than Zoro. Like I like the retired beach vibe
Mm-hmm.
thing. Also, we got to give them both at least a little bit equal respect because it's obviously hard confirmed that he's the guy who's in that cover story. Both him and Rayleigh can swim across the Grand Line as they please.
Yeah, that's
But keep in mind
crazy.
though, fucking Scopper came from Elbath through the New World
Mm-hmm.
and through Paradise.
Yeah, he
I'm
did.
not I'm not power scaling off that. I'm just saying there just that alone shows he's still got it. At least a
Yeah,
little bit.
facts. No, 100%. He definitely did. He definitely traveled a long distance. He's like, bro, I'm gonna go to Wano in a little bit because Luffy took care of Kaido. I'm gonna have to head there.
Yeah, he was like, it's time to party. It's been a
He
minute.
he travels. Unlike Rayleigh, Rayleigh's just stuck in Sabaody. He travels. Interesting.
Yeah, and I will also, like I think part of the reason why I want to be Land of Giants is I think he's kept himself in shape a little more. I
Mm-hmm.
think he's like a little bit more still got a fighter mentality to it. Unfortunately, also the thing that means that it's possible he's going to bite off more than they can chew and eventually die in this arc. But I don't
Mm-hmm.
think it's going to happen anytime soon because
Die to
I
save
think
his son,
well, I
his
also need people to remember
family.
though, this might be the character who we've known existed and haven't seen him the longest. We've known about him since before Usopp came into picture. We knew about him longer than we knew Vegapunk, and it took longer to get to him.
Mm-hmm.
I think Scopper is going to get some good showings, and I think that'll also help show relatively where Rayleigh's at. Because I
Mm-hmm.
think a lot of people were also like kind of a little bit bummed that Rayleigh didn't even try to fight Whitebeard. He just kind of uses clout.
Yeah.
Not that I blame him for that, but
But I mean, he
yeah,
had he had to. Like, he was trying to protect Boa Hancock. He I understand, but you're
He didn't
totally
want to
right.
destroy Amazon Lily.
And for the people that want to see more from Rayleigh, this is what you're gonna get a taste of it in this.
Yeah, and I think we'll see more flashbacks or whatever. I think we'll see a little more of their dynamic. I kind of agree with other people. I hope it's not a carbon copy of Zoro and Sanji, but I will accept that they have different ideals. But
Yeah,
but even then, all that
but
shit came out.
Rayleigh's kind of different than Zoro though on the low.
Mhm.
Like I know we're making like this guy seems like Sanji, but like I don't know if I could say Rayleigh and Zoro are one for one.
Yeah, I mean they are distinct characters, but also all that shit changes with age anyway.
True.
We have no clue how these characters are going to look if they
Be
make it to
yeah,
the sold anyway.
facts. And honestly, if you really, I feel like we need to get more backstory on it. But
Mhm.
maybe the Luffy Zoro relationship has a tinge of Shanks Mihawk in it. Just a
Yeah.
smidge to it definitely has that Rayleigh loyalty aspect. But in terms of
Mhm.
personality, I don't know if Zoro's personality from at least old man Rayleigh. Old
There's
man
a
Rayleigh and Zoro don't share many personality traits besides the loyalty.
there's a reason why instead of having him train under Rayleigh, they have Luffy train under Rayleigh. Like
Mm-hmm.
there's a reason why he had to go to Mihawk, even though Zoro and Mihawk I don't think are that close, other
Fair.
than the fact that they are made to be somewhat foils. Um, Now, there was one thing that I saw and that I was also thinking too, which was, he brought, he brought Gold Roger to the hospital, probably where he got his disease figured out. And to be honest with you, that might have been also where they picked up Crocus after, or
Mm.
Crocus was like, because Crocus is not part of the OG crew. He's
Yeah, he's
actually a
not.
latecomer. He came halfway through the journey,
Oh, so where he defeated those pirates,
specifically.
you think that
Mhm.
could have been where they found Crocus, which is why Scopper and Crocus have a bond? I could see that.
Yeah, and we don't necessarily know where it really was at the time or whatever. Maybe he was the one who was physically in the building, and then Scopper was like, because he's evidently his observations off the church. He felt shit that evidently no one else was. That's why he's in the throne room. So he
Mm-hmm.
maybe even felt further, and maybe whereas Rayleigh has better
Future
conquers, which
sight. Yeah, or con
I will
yeah.
say, I will say for people who do on a power scale, if Scopper has conquers,
Hey, Sanji's getting it. I've been saying Sanji was
yeah,
gonna get it this whole
no,
time. But
yeah, me too.
if Scopper gets that for me, hey,
Like,
that's good game.
why wouldn't he?
Lock
Yeah.
it up. But like for people who like Sanji shouldn't get it, bro. He's a prince. He's a prince of a kingdom. Like it makes sense. Like he has this ambition. His ambition is different, but we see conquerors in many shapes and different forms. Like Mihawk, if he has conquerors, I don't see him wanting to conquer shit. He's very subservient. So I hate that excuse when it comes to Sanji. I feel like conquerors hockey has to do with like your dreams. And I know people are gonna say, oh, but finding the all blue isn't a dream. Is it not? Is it not like a huge milestone that like we don't know if that exists? This man might have to get the red line to come down for that to happen. That shit is
Plus,
that shit's incredible.
plus, he hasn't said it as his overall dream, but I do think on some level Sanji wants to make more of a name for himself because of the fact that the Vince Smoke name has been branded on him. I think he
Mm-hmm.
wants to burn hotter to burn away the Vince Smoke and be like, no, I am fucking Blackleg Sanji, son of Zeph,
Zeph, yeah,
and I am the
yeah.
greatest cook in the goddamn world.
Mm-hmm.
Things like that, like, and also, I mean, Garp flounders under a system. I mean, he doesn't listen to the brains half the time, but he's still a part of it. And
Yep.
he
And he
has
has
some of the best Conquerors
conquerors.
hockey we've seen, period.
Facts.
He was
Facts.
smashing his Conquerors hockey against
And
fucking
and
Roger's
Rayleigh has
hockey.
conquerors. Conquerors, and he's the fucking right hand man. So I don't want to hear that shit.
Hmm.
So yeah, no, the subservient thing, I don't like that excuse, and I'm with you. If we see Scopper pull out some Sanji, be ready, buddy. You're gonna get it.
But part of what I was bringing up though is like his observations off the church. Maybe he saw it. I think, and I do agree with other people who said it. I won't say it's completely my thing, but I've been racking my mind about where this story could have possibly happened. Drum Island, the place that no longer has leaves on its giant sakura trees. It's smooth off, dude. Plateau
Mm,
style, smooth off. I don't
that's
know what
fair.
could have possibly made Scopper have to do that, but he ripped every tree of its leaves and he made that bitch smooth. So if you're someone like him or like Roger level, you could probably hop from one to the other. Like it's just
Mm. I
he's
like that
probably one of the
theory.
reasons why Drum Island is called Drum Island because it used to not be called Drum Island until that shit happened and clear cut it.
Yeah, I like that. That's a good theory. I'm not mad at that
It's
at
also where all the
all.
doctors are, dude. Like,
That too.
where else are there notable doctors? I wouldn't be surprised if Crocus was like the head of it or whatever, and then maybe he had some sort of stipulation. And then Scopper, Roger, and Rayleigh completed a quest, and Crocus was like, you know what? I respect it, and this disease is weird as hell. I'm gonna try and see what I can do. I'm gonna be your new captain now, or whatever.
Yeah, I'm gonna be your new doctor. Hell yeah,
And
I'm not mad at
Correja,
that.
and Correja would have been there at the time because she's old as shit. She's older than all of them. So,
Yeah, she knew of them. So like, yeah,
so,
I'm not
so
mad at that.
maybe she did almost like a third Hokage thing where she had kind of retired. And then Kroger's like, I'm gonna leave for a bit. And she was like, I guess I'm the head of the medical field
Doctors now.
again. You shitty child.
Man,
What have you done?
interesting. Let me ask you, who do you think from the crew, if they had to train the next generation out of the monster trio, who would you see it being? Because it wasn't obviously Scopper. Scopper said, that's not me. Roger's dead. It was Rayleigh. I don't think it would be Luffy. Between Zoro and Sanji, who do you think would do it? Would it have to be Sanji? Or would
Sanji is.
Zoro do it because Mihawk trained him?
I feel like Zoro would have a similar thing with Mihawk, where it's like you have to be at a certain level to even come talk to me first.
Yeah,
Like
fair.
my theory has always been Zoro will eventually open up a dojo, and he will let everyone in the world know where he is. But he's like, if you want to get under my training specifically and learn my patented, coined term, three sword style, you can't come here like a scrub. You got to know at least a little something.
Yeah, fair.
Whereas I feel like Sanji is going to be more into the cooking or whatever, but he's going to do it like Zeph, where doing your cooking and getting your proper nutrition will make you stronger by proxy,
Okay.
And he's going to be doing it in the middle of, the East Blue or whatever, which there will still be pirates and bad guys and shit or whatever coming who are probably going to harass stuff. And he'll probably have fighting cooks just like Zeph.
I mean,
And because
will
it's going to
they?
be from,
Will they if the
yeah,
world comes back to One Piece? I've been you're a fan. The world theory. We're all coming
but
back. Red
people,
line going down. We're one world. Pangea.
yeah, but there will always be people who will take
Oh,
their
for
free will
sure.
and use it to
It'll
cause
just it'll
mischief.
just be it'll just be on land. I was just fucking around just
No,
because
no, no, yeah.
of the theory. But yeah, no, I can totally see Sanji doing that shit. Frankie, I could see would help people. Usopp would like maybe help
Part of the problem
people.
is they're also Usopp actually might be the one
The one, yeah, Usopp really might
because
be the trainer,
because
bro.
his goal, well, because his goal is obviously that, and then once he like has a story, his legend might grow bigger than everyone besides Luffy. And then but then by then he'll have the ability to actually back it up. Like he
True.
might be like, I'll be honest with you, he might be like, listen, I did all this shit in One Piece. Marksman greatly underrepresented. Now that it's Two Piece, child, you pick up that gap. And we're gonna make sure that the world knows what guns are this time.
Two piece. Hell yeah. But yeah, no, solid chapter, man. Now we're going on break. I think Oda deserves it.
Mhm.
He gave us the mural and then gave us the left hand to the Pirate King. You can't be mad at that. Like, we got two bangers back to back, which makes me think something crazy negative is about to happen.
Yeah, man, Shamrock and Goonko are gonna show
Are
up.
out there. But like, is it crazy that I'm not scared of them at this? Like, if this was Luffy, at Alabaster or Luffy at Whole Cake, I would be scared. But like, bro, we got Scopper, we got Dorian Broggy, we got Luffy. Like,
The nice thing about Scopper being here is I think it'll help completely erase the idea that Luffy is going to be too shocked about Shamrock. Because Scott will be
yeah,
like,
facts,
I raised that little ass
facts.
kid, and that is not him.
That's not him. Yeah,
You
even though
fucking pretender.
even though me and you both said we do not feel like Luffy's stupid to where he would be upset. Like, we both said this, where if like Luffy saw him, he would be upset. Like, he would not
Yeah.
be like, oh,
Why
I can't
why is
hit
there
you.
a devil fruit using motherfucker
Yeah,
wearing
like it
his
would
face?
it would not be I can't hit you because you look like Shanks. It's like, no, you're disgracing the in memory. But I totally understand what you're saying about Scopper, because people have definitely said that. I've seen that on the internet, but you're totally right. Scopper kind of negates that. So it makes it interesting with how strong they are. It makes me think the villain style will be a little different this arc. It makes me think it won't be necessarily like a straightforward fight.
I will also, yeah, because we got to keep in mind they are going to try and get a guy, but we don't know if they can do that wherever if they have to come here. But their plan right now is go steal the children, which will include Scopper's kid. Scopper's
Hey,
kid will probably be the
yeah.
one
It's
will
most
probably be the
likely
one most in
stole.
danger.
Yeah,
Yeah, because
facts.
he's the one who's actually gonna try and fight back. You
Yeah.
know.
He's
Um,
damn. You're totally right. Oh, Scalper's gonna be totally involved in all
and
this shit.
Scopper and fucking Ripley too, probably. We might see
Yeah.
Ripley pick up her spear or something and be like, "Oh, you stole my
Oh,
kid.
Mike.
I love
Yeah,
all the
man.
kids, but you fucking chose my kid. All right." Um,
Mm-hmm.
and the only other thing that I'll say, also, do you think part of the reason why people treat Cologne different is because
He's
because he's
half
half
human.
human, well, I mean, also he probably grows up quicker
Oh
because
yeah.
giants grow slowly and take a long time. Most rules, whenever it comes to D&D or whatever, you usually like kind of mix the difference whenever it comes to the ages of whatever the parents are. So if he's basically the equivalent of like a half elf, he's 20 now and he's still a kid, but he might become an adult far quicker than all these people because Ripley's 80 and older than him, and she's still young and youthful, and Ja Rule is like fucking a million or whatever.
Yeah.
Um,
That might be why. He also might be older than them and shorter than them at the same time because he's half human, like a runt at the
yeah,
same time of being older than them by age wise.
I do wonder what kind of fighting style is going to be used because he'll have giant strength, but he won't be as lumbering.
But it'll
So
be
he might be
quicker.
able to be like a quicker and like
Yeah.
slightly more agile giant,
Mm-hmm.
like in a way that giants generally don't
Don't
expect
get to
themselves to
move.
be.
True.
Uh, and the last thing I think I'll say on top of this is this is me saying I don't necessarily think Buggy's coming in Elbath, but it is funny now because the last time that Buggy and Luffy had a long conversation, he was like, "Oh, you talked to Rayleigh? That's basically my dad. I'm so glad he's alive. How's he been?" Like it was the one thing Luffy really said where Buggy wasn't just like, "Shut the fuck up." Now, however, if I'm Buggy, I'm like, "Oh, you met my also other dad. What's
Yeah.
next? You're gonna meet." Turns out Roger's alive, and you're gonna meet him too before I get to meet him. You little shit. You know.
Yeah, look, man, Buggy's off doing his own thing, man. Collecting bounties, being the front man for Cross Guild, bro. He doesn't get to meet
Yeah.
Scopper. He's not going on that Roger voyage. He didn't listen to his dad. He had a different idea. Him and Shanks both. But Shanks got
Now
to see these people though, which is crazy, bro.
and
Shanks
then
gets to see
spend like
Rayleigh and Scopper, but poor Buggy never will.
yeah. Now he did also spend a couple summers or wherever in Mary Show before he decided to get off his ass.
When do you
Um,
think that was? I guess that's the last thing. When do you think that was in his life? Do you think that
I
was
think he
right?
would.
Do you think that's why he cried when Roger talked to him? Because I have the theory that it happened right then and there.
Yeah, he
Like,
didn't
which
know
is
before.
yeah, which is why he told Buggy that we can't go after the One Piece right now. There's some shit I got to do. I think that was the shit he had to do.
I think it was that, and also maybe he got a little snippet about like Roger was like, "Look, I'm gonna be honest with you. You're gonna be so important in this world. It's the next gen though. You got to
Yeah,
keep it down for the next, And I don't think he cried out of his selfishness. I think he cried because he was like, the weight you put on my shoulders is just,
there's a lot.
but
You told me who I'm really am. You told me like so much. You just told me, and you expect so much of me. And I feel like
yeah,
it was like I got to go figure out who I am for me to move forward in
and
this
probably
world
learn, and probably also learn some stuff,
about the
like the
world
secrets or
itself.
whatever.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, but yeah, I don't know. And I will say, because I didn't get to say this last episode that we had, or maybe I did, but I'll just repeat it. It's very funny how obviously foreshadowed this was. Not even foreshadowing, just flagged this was. That Scopper was the one walking up or whatever. That being said, though, Luffy, don't you ever disrespect Buggy like that again. That's Shank's big bro you're talking to right there. All right, that's big bro. Don't even play right now. All right.
Look, bro. Whatever, man. I'm not gonna disrespect your clown, but like the guy, not the biggest Buggy fan on the planet, but I understand he holds significance. He definitely holds significance.
He accidentally stumbles his way into every major important thing in the entire One Piece
Look,
world.
he's a Roger pirate, man. At the end of the day, he was a Roger pirate. Not a
Mm.
lot of people were that. I wonder, do you think we'll see the backstory of Shanks going to marry Shmuel? Dude, like when we do get Shanks, where do you think we go in his life?
We might get Shank's backstory through Shamrock shit.
Mm,
Because that means there was at least a couple years where maybe
they were
Shamrock was like,
together.
yeah, where he was like, you're kind of filthy because you're part of the service world, but you're technically like my twin, basically.
Yeah.
I'll try and civilize you. And he was like, you must eat your spoon, you must eat your food with the left fork or whatever.
That
And
type of
Shanks is
shit.
just scooping it or whatever. And then, then flipping out. Oh, actually, that is one other thing. So Shanks knows where he's from really, and he knows where he was picked up, and that's God Valley on the Grand Line, in a treasure chest, most likely. And I only bring it up because it was brought up in the Discord. Shout out to the Discord. Whenever he talks to Whitebeard, he says it's from I think he said it's from my hometown in the West Blue, and he brings the liquor that he may or may not have given to both Whitebeard and Kaido, if that wasn't Shamrock who fought Kaido, which may be the case. What town is Shanks claiming is his hometown? And if you know that you're that important and that you're a Roger Pirate and also CD, why would you ever claim a random town like that and put them in fucking danger like that? And I'm not saying that to be a dick. I'm just like, why would you choose that at all?
I'm going to say that was a Oda misstep, bro. That has to be, because you're right. I know exactly what you're talking about. That has to be a Oda misstep, or maybe it was a swerve. And if it was a swerve that he knew he was gonna make, hey man, Shanks had to come up with some place that he couldn't tell Whitebeard he's from Mary Joa, so he just picked some random West Blue island, bro. It had to be
It could
done.
also end up being where it's like it's not his birthplace, but he considers that his like
His true
favorite or
home.
safe space, like Sphinx
Yeah.
Island for Whitebeard, which maybe Shanks knew about.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. I'm not mad at that. But hell yeah, man. I'm excited to see where we go. We'll have an off week where we could do some either videos about the murals or some theories, which we'll get while we're in the off week. But tell the people where they can follow you at on social media.
All right, thanks, guys. Just so you know, whether Lynn allows it or not, I'll be having if I have to, solo series, and we're going to discuss what kind of rat Shanks is. Like we're going to figure out if he's a squirrel-like rodent, a mouse-like rodent,
none
or
of
a
those.
cabbie-like rodent.
He's a griffin. He is a griffin, the protector of the treasure, the protector of the sun.
You mean
the setter of things?
The big giant bird who like stays up in the sky and doesn't give a fuck about what's happening on the ground.
The bird lion.
Yeah, because he's always lying.
No, because he's setting things up. He's the king of the jungle, bro. He's like he's like this
out here looking like figure. Simba.
Dude, looking beautiful.
You're right. Shamrock is beautiful because he knows how to take a fucking shower. Oh
my gosh.
Oh, Shamrock. Dude, it's really Mufasa versus Scar.
Nah, bro. I prefer Shanks's look with the scar. It makes him look cooler. His hair looks cooler. I don't like Shamrock's bitch braid. Like,
wow,
not a fan of it. Also, Shanks's overcoat.
Shanks doesn't use fucking conditioner.
Shanks's overcoat is cooler than Shamrock's little night get up. Like, Team Shanks, man. Shout out to my guy. Looking badass.
Also, this is also on the Discord, and feel free to comment down below. Start thinking about it. We have this swordsman. We have some other strong swordsmen. We're talking about Shanks' thing, and Mihawk is a parallel to Shanks. Just putting it out here. Why was Mihawk offered Shichibukai and not offered God Knight? I'm not asking necessarily for power scaling. I'm just asking people in general, and the answer is probably because Oda didn't want him to be and didn't make that at the time. But I'm just asking, logically in story, what do we think the reason is for why Mihawk was allowed to be like the strongest Shichibukai, a one-man army on his own, even if he was barely a pirate, but wasn't offered God Knight like Loki was? I'm just saying.
Interesting. Let me think on that, because I think that was an Oda decision, like you said, just not to have him that, because if you have him that messes up his and Shanks's.
Do you think we'll get that addressed at all?
No, I don't think he'll bring it up. I don't think that's important to Mihawk's character.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but I'm waiting on Mihawk's backstory. I mean, they gave us Marine Hunter Mihawk. I don't know what we're supposed to do with that if we're not going to expand it at least a little.
That's fair. At some point, but how much longer is this fucking story going to be, bro? Like, it's just like, how
Lynn,
much longer?
What are you talking? You're asking me that after we just had the last chapter where it turns out the One Piece is a tiny sliver of a story that could go on like literally 3 times as much if they really wanted to.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, how much longer is he gonna? I would love a Mihawk backstory. We should get one. Will we? I don't know.
We'll get one if Oda decides it's funny enough.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can find me at Person Mouse pretty much anywhere. You can find me at Joshua Truscler pretty much anywhere. Still doing some good work. My group that I'm working with is still funded for at least a few more months while we kind of figure things out. But it's just been real, and I'm so glad to get to experience the story with you guys. And we're gonna make it We're gonna make it.
Hell yeah. Y'all make sure y'all follow Version. You can follow me at LimbWT on Twitter and on Blue Sky. You can follow Bros Who Think at Bros Who Think on Blue Sky and Twitter. Also, look, I'm just letting y'all know, I think I'm gonna be discussing a manga. I'm bringing a new manga to the YouTube. I think I'm gonna bring The Martial King by Boichi. I need to read some more chapters need to drop, but I'm just letting y'all know ahead of time. It's a cyberpunk western. Might discuss it. I'm very interested in it. I like chapter 1. We shall see. But until
just saying, I'd be so down for that. That's way fuck it. That's sick. Oh, also shout out to you and the boy Pharaoh for doing the Kingdom stuff. Viz announced today that they're going to be putting out Kingdom.
I'm excited.
So if anyone's been worried about either translation or I really like physicals, blah blah whatever, Viz has got you. It's going to take fucking forever. But Viz, you got you.
It's gonna be good. I'm excited.
Kingdom sweep.
Those are gonna be big things. So, but until next time, y'all have a good one and peace.